Somewhere in the far reaches of space and time, we find a lonely, unnamed, and almost uninhabited planet. Above this planet, in the cold vastness of space, silence reigns supreme.
Why are we doing this again? Oh god. Mayday, mayday.
And just as quickly, silence reigns once again. Sometime later.
Agent JW, come in. Agent JW.
Agent JW here. Time insertion's complete. Portal has deposited me about 1 kilometer north of the time anomaly. Commencing temporal scan to pinpoint the exact location now.
Excellent work, JW. You know the mission parameters. Locate and retrieve the time anomaly. Extract it back to HQ for debriefing. If we act fast, we might not have to snap this thread.
Roger. Oh. Negative on that 09. Temporal scan is reporting multiple divergence loosely scattered around the main reading. I'm picking up what looks like an additional dozen or so smaller readings.
That is unexpected, JW. Let me converse with command. Okay, JW, new mission parameters. You're not gonna like it, but we need to know what's going on here. If what you're describing is accurate, the MTA has never come across something this big before. New mission, deep cover. Infiltrate the divergence. Discover source of the anomaly. Find out who or what is bringing them here. And then, we'll probably have to snap this whole thread.
Roger that 09. Activating local camo skin to blend in.
Excellent. I'll have the analysts look over the readings you sent and let you know if they can offer some insight. Oh, and JW? Keep your guard up.
Don't worry, 09. It'll take more than a time divergent to get the jump on me. Over and out. Hey everyone's Jackal Wolf back on the Land of Zankar SMP with a brand new server Let's Play video. This is a brand new season of the Land of Zankar as well. This is a 1.18 world. This is a day, actually it's technically the day before 1.18 comes out. Right now we're in a snapshot. We've already picked our seed. I've picked a little bit of a base here. And if you guys enjoyed that intro that I did, let me know in the comments below. I do plan on doing a bunch more of them. It may, if it turned out as good as I hope it does, it may be my new thing, especially when it comes to these server Let's Play type of videos. So you might have noticed that there's a little bit of a Loki / TVA feel to that intro, and that's fully intentional. That is my theme for this season. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing I'm going to say Loki, but it is a TVA build, and we're probably going to be calling it the TMA or the MVA because, copyright and stuff like that. But my plan is to basically recreate the TVA city from the Loki episode. So here's a picture of what I am thinking about building. And, what we got to do is we are going to have to take this area here. I'm going to have to get an area shot. We don't have replay mod going quite yet, but I'll take an area shot of the before, and maybe I can set up a cam account, just to kind of record the initial stages of this before we get the replay mod going. But my plan is that I'm going to make a 256 block diameter sphere out of the new deep slate block, which is going to be, fairly black, fairly dark. And then on the inside, I'm going to build, maybe not the entire city, of course, because that is a very, very complex picture, but build a chunk of it so that it looks like it's in space. That's my plan there. So I'm going to have to do a lot of digging here. We are currently sitting at Y70, which means we got to go 70 blocks down plus the additional, I think it's 64 blocks that they added. So that's going to be put me about 130, which is good because that's going to be about the middle of the sphere. And then the rest of the way up to 256. Now, I know that's not the build height, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the Loki horns on the top of the sphere. I think that's sort of my plan for decorating the outside of the sphere. On the inside is going to be the TVA build, which I'm really, really excited about doing. I kind of wanted to do it in the summer, but then Minecraft went and ended up splitting the 1.17 to the 1.18. And as a server, we decided to wait until the 1.18 to do the restart. So that is my plan right now. I have picked this area here because it's got a lot of trees, so I'm going to spend a lot of time taking them down, but it's going to give me a lot of initial wood, which is going to be good going forward. As far as the deep slate blocks go, based on the Plots website, it's going to take over 170,000 deep slate blocks. So hopefully, we'll be able to get up to that, 170 mark, relatively quick. I mean, it's going to take me a long time to build the dome, no doubt about it. So my first step here is probably to get a couple of resources. I've got a little bit going on right now. I don't have a whole lot. I've only been in the game for probably about half an hour, enough to get to my area here, get some food on the way. I do have a furnace going with a little bit of iron in it. This series is probably going to be more about the build than about the adventure, though I'm sure we're going to be having episodes where I'm going out, and hanging out with some of the other Land of Zankarians and stuff like that as well. Because we got a bunch of new faces this season. Check out the description below. There's going to be a link to all of the different members of the Land of Zankar, some of which are, very familiar faces. Some of them are brand new even to me. So it's going to be a really, really interesting season. I'm super, super excited about it. But like I said, I'm going to go do a little bit of pre-build stuff. I'm hopefully going to get some diamond. At the very least, I got to get a bunch of iron tools so we can start, landscaping the trees down. Then we got to, plan out the dome and then plan out the buildings inside of the dome. And then I got to start digging down, removing all that, because it's going to be completely hollow on the inside. So it's going to take a lot of work to that point. And then we're going to build the whole dome up and over, and then all the buildings inside as well. So it's going to be a big, big project, probably the biggest Minecraft building project I've ever taken on myself. So this is a challenge for me. Hopefully it's going to be enjoyable for you guys. But you know what? Let's jump ahead and get to some of the build. Okay, everyone. So I am back. You can see I've done a little bit of mining. I've managed to get myself a couple of diamonds. So I got a sword, I got a pickaxe, I got an axe. I am going to have to get those enchanted sometime in the future. I do have some shiny pants. I got those off of one of those nether portals you find in the world. I've actually found one pretty close to my base. Actually, if you follow this little path here all the way to the end, there's one there. And if you follow this path all the way to the end, there's another one over there as well. So there are two really, really close by, though I only actually got to one. Somebody beat me to the other one before I got there, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. They're not the best of pants. Projectile protection 4, it's pretty good. Protection 2, I mean, I'll live with it. That's not the end of the world, but we're not really focused on the adventuring right now. We are focused on the building. I have done a little bit of mining. I got myself some of this the deep slate cobble from the mines, and I've used it to kind of map out basically my territory for my build. Now my build is going to be a 256 by 256 sphere, so these just go off 256 in each direction. I kind of messed up right here when I was doing it, so this one is off by 1. It's got to kind of come over by 1, and because I had moved it, this one might be short 1 and this one might be long 1, or vice versa. I can't remember exactly how it worked out, but realistically these are just here to to help me for my next step, which is to be starting to level this forest. So I will need a lot of wood. It'll be good for me to get rid of all this wood. I kind of picked it so I would be kind of forced to chop down all these trees. But once that's done, I can kind of do a little bit of landscaping. We can flatten this out, then I can start planning out my build from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump to the KK09 cam and we're going to go have some fun. Okay, everyone, so here we are. You can tell my throat's a little bit scratchy. I have definitely picked up a little bit of a cold. Do not worry. I did go ahead a COVID test. I came back negative, but it has definitely been a struggle to talk these last couple of days. But that's good because it's given me a lot of time to finish the deforestation effort to clear my base area of all those trees. I picked a treed area so I'd have lots of wood. That's going to be my first store. We'll get get to that in a little bit. But at the same time, I kind of regret doing it because it was a lot of work. That speed run that you saw was about 4 hours of work. It basically took, for each quadrant or each quarter, it took me about an hour, and I still didn't quite get done all but the last ones. My tools always ran out, which made it a little bit difficult. But while I was doing that, in between those little chopping episodes, I ended up upgrading a lot of stuff. You can see I've got some cool shiny pants here. These are ones I've kind of built from a little bit of a mob farm. We'll show that off in a bit. I think even these golden pants we found someplace else as well. But you see I've got a bunch of diamond tools. They've been enchanted. I got sharpness and looting. I've got efficiency, unbreaking 2, and mending. This is one that I actually bought traded with Jalusko. She traded me for a bunch of logs. She traded me this diamond axe, which is good. And then this diamond pickaxe here, which is efficiency 4, fortune 3, and mending. This is something I've built myself as well as this axe here. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on. You probably saw during that speed run, I built all those chests behind me. That is 50 double chests. That is the amount of deep slate that I'm going to need to build the dome. So right now, I don't even have a full chest of it yet. But as we go, getting this place ready, we're going to pick up a lot of it. And then I'm sure I'm going to be able to buy it from other members on the server. Also, I picked up some dogs in the last episode. These two guys here, you saw me get. This one here was just this morning here. I ran by. Red here took, I want to say, about 9 bones to train. That was the very, very first one. Pinky took 1, and then Yellow took 1. So I was quite happy with that. That was my very, very last bone I got Yellow with, which is really, really cool. But a couple of things to show off. I've got a little bit of a leather pit going on here. These are the cows. That's one of the reasons I got the wheat over here, is to feed the cows. The sugarcane's making some paper. We've got a little bit of a villager area over there. We'll go show that off in a bit. Now, I don't remember if I talked about this little cross pattern here. This is basically the limit. Oh, there's another wolf up there. This shows the limit of where my dome's going to be. You can't even see the edge of it, which even during the aerial view, we don't have replay mod yet. 1.18 still a little too new for that. Should be out pretty soon. And I got to remember, I got to clean up those leftover trees as well. But I had Create a Kitty as a cam account just sort of hovering there. And even as you got to the edge of it, it kind of went out of render distance before you got to the edge of the dome. So this is going to be a huge, huge dome. It's going to go almost all the way down to bedrock as a hollowed out. And it's going to go up. It's going to be 256 from the bottom up to the top. That's because that's the biggest cylinder. That's the biggest spear plan that I can find on plots, is a 256 by 256. I don't think I'd want to go bigger than that anyway. So like I said, it's 50 double stacks of blocks just to build the outer dome and that. So that's going to be a lot of work. One thing I did find while I was doing just some regular iron mining is I did come across a zombie spawner. So I've got a little bit of an XP farm down here. That was one of the ways I've been repairing my tools, as well as getting my enchanting levels up in that as well. So I built a enchanting table. I've got the 15 bookshelves, which I got mainly from that the cow farm. Actually, a lot of them were just when I was going around chopping trees, I was killing cows. But then I built the farm to get the last couple in there. So that's how I got some of the base enchantments, but this is pretty good. It takes a little bit of time to get the XP. I've got too much on here with the mending. I don't have mending on my sword yet, but I got mending on my axes and on my pickaxe as well. This is the guy here we gotta mend up, but I'm not gonna spend time here doing that. We'll do that off the camera. You see, you picked up a little bit of experience there, which is, it's good. This works pretty well. There's a spawner right there. Water just pushes them into this column. Another water channel pushes them up. It works. It's passable. It's definitely not the most efficient, but I definitely think it works good. If I was thinking I would have the drop further, but maybe that's something I could work on, and then just to damage them a little bit more, and then it's just a one shot, and we're all good to go. All right, and here's another little farm area I built. I've got a farmer on the inside that buys pumpkins and wheat. I've got a second farmer that's buying carrots, and actually my wheat and pumpkin farmer is maxed out, so I might actually focus on the carrots. I might expand the amount of carrots versus the amount of wheat. But just a little temporary area. I found a couple of villagers in a village, brought them here. I've managed to breed them up. I've got 2 Fletchers right now. They buy the sticks, which is really, really good. I've made quite a few diamonds off of them. They're probably my primary, sorry, not diamonds, emerald machines is the Fletchers. The cartographer was the one that I brought with me. I've got a librarian here that sells the Fortune one. He was my very, very first book. 13's not too bad. Basically, it's 26 for a Fortune 2 book, which is not too bad. That's how I got my Fortune on my pickaxe here. I got my 2 farmers out here. They're collecting the potatoes. I'm trying to get rid of all this wheat. Actually, I got a potato right there from the zombies. Look, there's some more wheat. I started this as a wheat farm, then I converted it over to potato. They still keep coming up with wheat seeds every now and again. But yeah, so they're breeding up. I'm getting little baby villagers in here. And then here are my other 3 librarians. I've got a Infinity for 12, which is really, really good. Mending for 22, which is not too bad. And then I've also got the Looting 3 for 22, which is pretty good as well. Luckily, I can take a boat pretty much all the way to spawn, so it really, really speeds up the travel. All right, so here we are at spawn. You can see here is the crashed remains. This is, I believe, Skunkee's. Actually, no, this is... watching some of the other videos, I think this is Illscore's, or it could be Takir's. I can't remember now, but there are 2 or 3 crashed spaceships here. I highly recommend you check out the description below. There's going to be a link to everybody else on the server. Here we go. This big one over here, this is Skunkee's and Steam's and Takir's spaceship here. This is where they crashed. I will be getting to them probably at episode 2. As far as the lore goes, that's that little bit at the beginning. Then there's a little guy up here. Oh, this is probably just a bit of the other spaceship because it looks about the same type of blocks. But what we do have over here is a little spawn house. So this is something that was built on stream by Silver and Morbid Curiosity. Pretty much day 1 of the server. It's a safety hut for when we spawn here. So I picked this here for our first shop. It's actually the first shop on the server. But this is Trader Jackal's Wood and Wooden Goods. So we've got a bunch of dark oak. See, somebody did take some. I did trade earlier on for, like I said, the axe. Also, I got my very, very first mending book that way. Before I had my mending villager. And then we had some birch. And then I've also got some spruce here. I don't have as much of it as I got everything else. But we've decided on using the gold ore as a form of currency. So if you need gold to build, you can find it in the nether because you can't actually get gold ore from the nether. So that's your gold for building, gold ore, and then of course diamonds. This early on in the game is pretty important. And we got rain. It's too early in the day to sleep as well, unless this becomes a thunderstorm. I dislike recording in the rain, but at least I can turn it down if it gets too loud. So yeah, so there's my deforestation, which is the logs. I've got some reforestation, which is the saplings. I keep forgetting to bring more with me, but that's fine. So what we've got here is my enchanted books, 1 diamond or 3 gold per level. So we'll throw part 2 mending. That's what it was. I need actually a new chest, and I didn't actually grab any wood with me. Typical Jackal, not planning ahead. Let's go a little bit off the beaten path here. All right, so that should be enough for another chest. And I think I've got a leftover sign from the last time. Although I don't have any red dye. All right, so there's another chest. Let's put this on top of that one. Oh, you know what? I didn't actually red dye this one either. Mending books would be 3. Oh! Typical. I don't know what happened there. All right, try that again. Mending books, 3 diamonds, or 1 gold or block. Because right now I've been using about 1 diamond as 3 gold ore. I'm sure once we get all of our diamond equipment, diamonds aren't going to be as important as the gold. The gold economy may change quite a bit each. All right. All right, so we only get one dye from that. Maybe I won't dye the books. I'll keep them different from the wood for now. So we'll go throw those 2 in there, and then all I got to do, we got a few seconds before it's nighttime. So let's head into our safety hut here, or the one that Silver and Morbid built. Yeah, we'll just wait for it to be officially nighttime. I'm going to let everybody on Discord know I got a couple mending books here now. Okay, so that got rid of the rain. Took a little while for it to go away, though. Yeah, but this is a great build by Silver and Morbid. It's definitely a nice little spawn house, that's for sure. So that's pretty much everything I've got to show off on the server right now. Tell you what, let's just end the episode right here. I think this is a good spot to do it. Standing in front of Jackal Wolf's trading cart. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this series. Let me know your thoughts on that intro. I'm hoping it turns out as well as I plan on it. I've only kind of got it in the planning stages right now. I'm going to be recording and working on it at the same time. It's one of the reasons my series is going to come out a little bit later than the rest of the Zankarians, is that I've got a little bit of, or a little bit more post intro work to do for every single episode. But we will be back on the Land of Zankar with some more episodes. Check it out. We're going to be working on that Loki / TVA style build, and we're going to have more of those funny, well, not funny, but artsy intros, the comic intros that I'm really hoping you guys enjoy. So if you enjoyed this video, please think about leaving a like and a subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at Jackal Wolf. Also, check out the description below. There'll be a link to my Discord page. I would love it if you guys stop by to say hi. As well, there'll be a link to my Patreon and my new YouTube membership page. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this series and you want to support, stop by, check it out. There are a lot of great perks out there for all of my supporters. But that is it. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Thank you.